What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Verbal Garbage, coming at you hot and live. Today, we got our first real repeat, non-real life guest. Franny's back in the house, everybody. Franny, tell the people a little bit where you've been. You've been a little MIA from your podcast. We've been dying to hear some more of the water damage Gary stories and all that. So fill us in. Where you been at?
Well, things have kind of taken a turn. I know Gary, your storm, that was an issue, right?
Oh yeah.
Not a little bit more than a storm.
Yeah.
Before I tell you what I just want to let you know, I really miss your podcast, man.
Oh, hell yeah. Thank you so much.
But well, you see, the thing is that when I hear a storm situation, okay.
Yep.
And I kind of lumped hurricanes into that too. It's just that, you see, the thing is that I kind of live around like a bunch of pussies here, okay? So whenever like there's some sort of weather event, everybody makes like a big deal about it. And so my like reaction is always be like pussy, and then I don't even like listen to what they say. And so when you talked about the hurricane, I was like, okay, man, like whatever,
Right.
All right, we'll talk next week, okay? And then I was like, I never heard from you. And then I was like, oh shit, maybe this was like a big deal or something, this storm. Like it wasn't just like a little storm. It was like a hurricane, right?
Yep.
A hurricane. Yeah. So anyway, but my leaving my podcast for a while, I got some major dental work done. I got a gum transplant.
Oh
yeah, they took tissue from the roof of my mouth and they put it on my gums.
Oh.
And also bone. I got bone injected to the top of my my jaw. And
are you invincible to the hot pizza burns now that you got some of your gum removed? Is that gonna, when you eat the pizza too soon, you get the burn on the roof?
Well, I wasn't eating pizza for the longest time, that's for sure. I was only like having like soft foods and stuff for a while after that.
Nah.
And oh my God, like I had like the hardest time after that. And so I left my podcast for a while and then I got really involved in my parents' immigration. Like my parents are baby boomers. They're really old.
Best generation ever. Never did it. Seriously, my dad's that generation. That's the greatest era ever.
Yeah, I thought your parents were younger though.
Nah, my parents have a big. They have a big age gap. One of my mom's 60 and my dad's just turned 80. So.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to get them to the USA, baby, right? I'm trying to get them to the United States, but there's a lot of paperwork involved in this, right?
Oh,
and yeah, and my parents are also the over analyzers. Like when they go across the border, they have to have like a big conference before, even though they're not doing anything wrong, but they're just like, okay, we got to get our story straight. I'm like, what story? Like, just tell them what you're doing. There's no story to get straight.
Have you or any of your parents, you guys ever run into anyone that's had some border issues, drugs or no drugs?
Well, my parents don't do anything, so no, none of us have gotten in trouble.
Or neighbors you've ever heard of? Any tales from the neighbors?
No. And if the USCIS is listening right now, we're very squeaky clean. Okay.
Don't worry, they're not listening. I can assure you of that.
They're not listening. Okay. But so I've been working on that, and I've been really getting into like UberEats.
Yeah.
UberEats is my thing, and food delivery thing.
My internet's kind of shitty here, Franny, so bear with me.
Do you ever like order?
Oh no.
Or like a pizza, hamburger on Uber Eats.
Franny, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
We're going. I don't know if it's on my end or your end. It was really going out there.
Oh shoot.
We were just.
I can hear you.
Yeah, it was just lagging. You were talking about doing Uber Eats, and you were asking, "Do you ever?" And I couldn't hear you there, so let's try to start that.
Oh, I was just asking you if ever used Uber Eats, or do you ever do that kind of thing?
No, I've never driven for it, and I've never ordered it. Like my brother and his girlfriend, we were talking the other day about how they've Uber eaten Taco Bell. And I'm like, where is our generation gone where now you're fucking ordering fast food to get delivered to your house? And I'll tell myself, I will never, ever do that. You got to earn the fast food. If you want it, you got to drive your ass to it.
Oh, but don't tell that to people around here though, because I
That'll
can make some cash off of that, right? I
oh
off of
yeah.
people's laziness. Like I drive Taco Bell like a couple of cities over,
Are
and
you
people are still happy with
how
it.
it can't
Yeah,
be
seriously.
all right, so
I'm
let's
sure
talk
it's
about Taco
very
Bell.
bad.
Well, let's
It's
talk
very
about Taco
bad.
Bell for a second. Like,
It's
I'm not
horrible
trying to get
food.
gross, but we've talked about
Yeah.
these things before. And when you eat Taco Bell, I mean, it's maybe people are getting a little bit of gratification from that powder meat that they're eating, but within 20, 30
Right.
minutes, it's coming out the other end. So now you're
Oh
gonna eat
yeah.
cold Taco Bell from 2 or 3 cities over and then still have it coming out. Where's the logic in that?
I don't get it. I don't get it. And they're definitely spending like, if say if they buy $5 worth of Taco Bell, they're definitely spending like $30 to get it delivered like a city
Oh,
over at least.
now
It's like,
explain to the people out
yeah,
there, how are you making your
it's
cut on the Uber Eats? Like, is that based on order total or miles
well,
driven or
it's a kind of a secretive formula on Uber's
oh well,
part.
we don't need to release any secrets.
No, well, I don't even know the secret. If I knew the secret, I could like sell the secret and we could all make some extra money, right? But Uber has this like proprietary, who knows formula of how they so what happens is that they have like a base amount that the Uber will pay you, but the customer also tips too. And if you don't tip, you won't get your food. It'll just sit on Taco Bell shelf and you'll
So
never get it.
do they tip
Be-
before the order you deliver it? So you know
Yeah.
that? Okay.
Yeah. And it's more like a bidding system. It's not really, it's like you put out your bid. I want to have a driver come and drop off my Taco Bell, and this is the tip I'm going to provide. Then it gets that the base amount that Uber pays, along with the expected tip, gets sent out to driver to driver to driver until somebody picks it up. If nobody picks it up, then Uber keeps on adding more to the base until
Oh,
somebody does pick it up.
huh.
Okay, or they stack it with other orders to make it cost effective for the driver to pick up, and they'll pick up maybe 2 orders or something, and then the no tip or the low tip order gets added into other people's orders. So it's kind of a weird situation.
Yeah,
And
that's
Uber also hides some of the tips from the drivers beforehand. They will only show tips in this area up to $8,
oh, they sure
and
do,
then
I'm
you get,
sure.
yeah, because they don't want people sitting at home waiting for high tipped orders. They want to get like the low tip ones getting done too, so they don't get too many complaints. So it basically pings from driver to driver until somebody picks it up and
Yeah.
somebody goes and delivers it, right? But it's kind of a weird thing, but it works for the most part.
And it's just quick, easy
Um,
cash, right? I mean, that's or
yeah,
do you
you
get a
can.
paycheck from that, or they like Venmo? Does it go into your Uber account, or how does the payments work?
Well, I get it sent every week, and it comes into everybody's accounts once a week. On, well, here it's Tuesdays that it hits the bank, but they send it on Mondays, but it hits the bank on Tuesday.
Oh,
And you can
nice.
also do like an instant cash out too. So if you do an order, you can get the cash pretty much quickly, but you have to wait an hour, okay, before your tip will hit your account, hit your Uber account, okay? So what people do sometimes is they do something called tip baiting. They really want their order, like if they're sitting in another city and they want Taco Bell really bad, they might put in a huge tip, have the driver come and rush out there, and then right afterwards they're like adjust the tip down to 0, and they're
What? How do
like,
they not?
fooled ya.
How do they let
It
people
doesn't
do
happen
that?
very often. It's
Uh,
diabolical, people, right? They're just like, they want to get the driver all excited and rushing over to your house. They drop off the food, and then you're like, psych, and then they take off the tip.
That's
But that doesn't happen
despicable.
very often, and that's diabolical. Okay.
Makes me think of
Um,
even less of these people that are Uber eating fast food. No offense, if I got any friends out there doing it,
no,
but
99% of them are nice though. Frank, 99% of these people are very nice. But as an Uber Eats driver, you do run across a few that are a little troublesome. And also some restaurants can be a little bit tricky to deal with too,
oh
right?
yeah, if you're going into a restaurant at peak hours, and you're getting attitude from the hostess, and
Oh,
speaking of restaurants, I was supposed to have a gentleman come on tonight, and he kind of last minute kind of bailed on me. So then I would
Yeah.
send out the bat signal to old reliable over there, old Franny girl.
I bet. Is that
You
what a
came
bat
in
does?
and
No,
saved the day. You know,
I did whatever.
we kept passing the food down the line, you know, and you were there to scoop it all up. Topical UberEats, you know. But
That's right.
what kind of issue you talking about when you're at a restaurant? So like going into peak
Well,
hours or getting the order wrong?
sometimes you get the frazzled person at the restaurant.
In
And I
the
heard you talk about
weeds.
this with the Starbucks, right? The Starbucks
Yep.
employee.
I live for
Yeah,
this
but
shit.
right. So I go into the restaurant, and then I also had a cookie incident at RedRobin. But
Tell
in
us.
general,
This is what we live for.
right. I'll tell you, first of all, in general, it's like you have stressed out people, right? And
Yep.
just
Oh,
like
for sure.
you're like, it's okay. You don't have to get mad. Like you'll have somebody who will be like, I haven't had a chance to get it ready. It's not ready. It's not ready. And I'm like, oh no, it's totally cool. Like just tell me, like, I'll go
It's
away for a while, come back, it's all
the
cool.
simplest things,
Right.
Franny.
And and a couple of times I've seen some like major fight between the employees. But what happened at RedRobin, okay? I've been ordering too much fast food,
RedRobin.
right? Yum. So I've been ordering like RedRobin has like a couple of ghost kitchens. You've heard of ghost kitchens, right?
Please tell
Where
me
it's
and
like
the listeners. No, I do not know.
yeah, the
Ghost kitchens.
ghost kitchens. Have you ever heard of the Mr. Beast burger?
No.
Well, it's some sort of internet sensation. It's some sort of internet guy who has like a ghost kitchen restaurant. He's made tons of money off of it.
Oh, he's like the YouTuber
And
or something, right? I feel like such a boomer. You know,
so.
talking about your parents. I'm the fucking boomer.
I know more about it than you. I'm
I
older
know.
than you, man. I'm at least 10 years older. But like RedRobin has these ghost kitchens, right? And they have these from menus from ghost kitchens. And so I've been ordering that Mr. Beast burger because a lot of my UberEats customers really like that Mr. Beast burger. And I tried it out and oh my God, is that ever tasty? So I got into the habit of like ordering every day. Now this is really unhealthy, but I order like a Mr. Beast burger, Mr. Beast fries, and 2 cookies. Okay.
Oh,
From the Mr. Beast restaurant, Mr. Beast menu on UberEats from
and this is
RedRobin,
every day.
Right? Yeah, this is really bad. Okay.
You say you've been driving UberEats. I bet you've been hiding in the dumpsters at Mr. RedRobin's restaurants, hiding back there, pilfering through all the beef sandwiches.
Guilty. I know there's such bad food too, and when they make mistakes, they got to give it to somebody, right? When they make mistakes.
We might need to stop the story and stage an intervention right now.
We
can't allow this. No, continue.
So this might have actually helped me out, this situation. This might have helped me out. But I've been ordering that Mr. Beast burger and Mr. Beast fries and 2 cookies, right?
2.
Well, anyway, RedRobin now has a new guy, like lots of facial hair, dark facial hair, like beard and mustache and everything. The guy thinks he owns the whole joint, okay? You go in there and he's like a new guy, but he's telling everybody what to do. He's intervening. You see all the employees getting mad at him too. Anyway, I go in there one time and I'm like, I'm Francis. I'm here to pick up my Mr. Beast order. And he was like, oh yeah, here it is. Yeah, we don't have any cookies though. And all of a sudden I had spent like the whole morning dog walking, the whole morning Uber eating.
You just wanted your fucking cookies.
I wanted my fucking cookies, right? And my Mr. Beast fun food too, right? So I was like, okay, well, can you replace them with we don't have any of the chocolate chip cookies, but can you replace them with
peanut butter chocolate chip, oatmeal, raisin,
like any other cookies? We don't have any cookies. Okay, that's how he says it to me. We don't have any cookies. And I was just like, I kind of sighed really loud, and I was just like, oh, I just made that noise, right? And anyway, I'm like, oh my God, this makes me so sad. Anyway, I walk out into the parking lot and I just stop mid parking lot. And it just hits me. And like all of a sudden it hits me. I'm like, I'm leaving RedRobin right now without my cookies. Okay. I always get my cookies. And so anyway, I do like a 180 and I just walk in there again and I wait for the longest time. And I said, yeah, hi, I'm back again. You told me that you don't have any cookies. And he's like, yep, no cookies. And he says it like that, no cookies. And I was like, I know, But like when you order with Uber Eats, usually they like offer some sort of a replacement, right? Like maybe a piece of cake. And that triggered the guy, okay?
Oh
He
my.
was like, a piece of cake is a lot more expensive than 2 cookies.
How
And
does he know
anyway,
that? How does he know what kind of cake you want? There's not just a flat
I
rate for cakes, Mr. Cookie Police.
right. And then maybe I wanted to spend a little extra money to get the cake to add on to the cookie charge,
All
right?
right, you know what? We need to get a live. You're gonna take a live POV footage with the camera. We need Verbal Garbage needs a picture of this guy.
I know,
We
I
will shame
know.
him.
I will try. I will try. So anyway, I went home and I felt really upset, and because he told me, he said, "Well, put in a refund with Uber Eats." Well, one thing I know about Uber Eats, I spent the whole night the night before, looking into Uber Eats and lawsuits with Uber Eats, and people have sued because they cut you off of refunds. If you ask for too many refunds on Uber Eats, they cut you off and they won't give you any refunds.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, they
Even
have
if
only
even if you order food 7, 8 times or something, and the people are an hour
they
or two
cut you
late,
off.
that is ridiculous.
Yeah, they only
This
have
is why I
like a
won't
certain
support
number
it.
of Yeah, yeah. Except please support it in
Yes.
Bellingham, Washington. Just
It-
keep on ordering it. Okay, just in Bellingham, Washington. Okay. But just keep that going in Bellingham. But so I was really upset about that. I'm like, this is not my fault. This is going to count against me and my number of refunds I can get on Uber Eats. He's telling me to get a refund. They don't have it. So anyway, I put in my little support ticket, right? And then I was like, I'm really pissed off. I'm gonna make a Yelp review, right?
oh
And I
no,
look back at
Franny,
my Yelp
no.
reviews. I did. And anyway, I was like really pissed off. And I looked at all the real Yelp reviews I've ever left, and I have only left
How many are we
5-star
talking here?
Yelp reviews.
How many are we
Now
talking?
this is really lame. Like I left a 4-star Yelp review for RedRobin because I was so pissed off, right? Because I usually leave 5-star reviews, and I'm like, I'll show them. I'm gonna leave them a 4-star review, right? And so anyway, I described the whole. I was like, I'm so happy with RedRobin. I really love the employees, but there's the one new employee
Oh my.
who won't allow anybody to have any cookies.
Did you describe him?
And I didn't really describe him that well.
Damn it.
Like,
Well, how the hell are
yeah,
the readers gonna know what the new employee means, Franny? We got to give them some
I know.
context here. If we want this guy to suffer, we got to say new guy, alpha energy, maybe some MAGA energy.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Oh, yeah.
Ugh.
So, but the sad thing is that after I left the review, I looked on RedRobin's reviews and they only have 3 stars. So I actually just improved their reviews on Yelp.
Well, you want me to? If you
Accidentally.
send me the address for that RedRobin, I'll leave a 1-star review just to go the other way.
Thank you.
Hey, you came
then
in late notice. For me, I got to do you a solid and return the favor. So
Thank you, man.
seriously, I'll do
So
it.
the next day, I wasn't going to go to get Mr. Beast Burger anymore. But the next day, I was like, why should I allow one employee at RedRobin to ruin my Mr. Beast Burger experience, right? So
Yeah, I agree.
but I was like, I'm gonna call ahead and make sure that they have cookies there so that when I order it, it's not gonna be told to get a refund on it, right? And so I call up, and who do I get on the phone? The same
Mr.
guy.
Beast.
And
Yep.
he was like, yeah. I said, oh, do you have Mr. Beast Burger in stock as well as the fries and the cookies? And he was like, oh, this is Francis with the cookies.
No, he didn't.
That's what he said to me.
No,
Yeah, he did.
Oh
He
my.
did. He recognized me. He was like, "This is Francis. You with." I think he said, "You with the cookies."
Oh,
Okay. What a jerk, right? So, oh, yeah. So anyway,
so what is
I
real quick?
mean,
What is so special about these cookies? Is it just because you associate the cookies with the meal and you love the meal, or is it like these cookies are really standout cookies? You got to give me a
they're
little.
not that good. They're not that good. But I needed some cookies with the miss.
But
I
you've been
needed
going
something
you've been
like a
going to absolute
dessert.
war for these cookies. There's got to be something.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, because I just wanted something, right?
It's just the principle, I
And
guess. It's that you came in, that they weren't available. He was rude to you. They didn't let you know.
right, and
You're
the
a lady of
fact that I had
principle.
spent right, and the night before, I'd spent hours looking at Uber Eats lawsuits, and I found out that if you ask for a certain number of refunds, they cut you off. And I'm like,
And
it's not my
yeah,
fault.
I
This
guess,
cookie incident is not my fault, right?
and there's no point in doing a refund for something that small. I guess you got to save it, put your eggs in other baskets for the refunds that, down the line might be $40,
Right.
$50 instead of $2, $3. I don't know.
Exactly. I was like, I can't use my refunds for something that's not my fault like this. Right?
You know, Franny, and this
Like,
just makes me realize, like, what have I been doing? It's been like 4 months since I've had you on. You need to be on here at least every two for encounters like these are literally like all I've ever done is work in like customer service and retail and sales. So I'm always just
right.
you know what I mean? Just and I have all these same kind of stories and everything you say I can relate to, but it's so funny hearing it from someone else's perspective. So I'm just thank
I
you
know
for
because I
that.
was so upset about that.
That
I
was
was so
amazing.
upset about the cookies.
And when I
Like,
got I pulled my phone out for a second there and I didn't want you to think I was texting. I was just writing down, we
right.
don't have any cookies because I'm like, I can't forget little like I might have to name the episode that because it's just so good. So I
No, it's
mean,
like I'm even afraid to go back there.
no, come on,
They
you
have
can't let this
major
guy win.
staff. That's true. That's
You can't
true.
let
It's
him
just
win. You're gonna enjoy your Mr. Beast burger. You're gonna enjoy your Mr. Beast fries, and you're gonna get those fucking cookies. All right, you're not giving up on this. We will not
I need
surrender,
those.
and we will dox
I
this
don't know
gentleman.
my weight scale. My weight scale is telling me no more Mr. Beast burger though. That's what my
That's
weight
funny.
scale is saying.
10 minutes ago, I was just trying to say I'm intervening and I'm trying to cut you off, and now I'm like cheering you on and telling you to go get Mr. Beast
I know.
burger. I want you to
I
do it
know.
one
I
more
know.
time just to spite this new asshole, and then let's take a little break.
Yeah.
Can we do that?
Yeah. Then a Mr. Beast break, right? Like
So
it's insane. It's
what's the
insane.
diet consisting like on a daily basis right now? Because I'll admit, like when I went back to New Jersey during the whole hurricane
Yeah.
fleet, like I went to New Jersey and Virginia, and I gained like 19,
Yeah.
20 pounds, you know, completely out of my rhythm and element where I'm doing a lot of cardio exercise, doing jujitsu, and then I just went and now I'm back. I've already lost most of it, but I'm curious day to day, what's your
It's
scale looking
horrible.
like on
It's
the
horrible.
yeah,
There's an awful lot of Starbucks. There's an awful lot of fast food.
so
There's just
do you do any cooking
it's a
yourself or you just
mess.
haven't been feeling like it
I'm
lately
doing
or
horrible. You know what?
can
I
I
think I need
please
some like
I trust me, one of my episodes I had a young lady on and me and her were just kind of like bullshitting back and forth and my friend a couple of my buddies were commenting about how I'm just trying to get other people into my hobbies, but like the Instapot is something you should really consider. I mean, this is
yeah.
like the easiest thing in the world. You can just do
Uh,
like rice, for example. You put 1 cup of
mhm.
rice, 1 cup of water in, you hit a button for 3 minutes and you walk away. You don't have to boil it, you don't have to stir it. Then you do anything on the side and you just have, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
really, we'll have a
Oh,
chat
that and
about that off air, but you
no.
should really consider the Instapot to start
I'm
cleaning.
going to consider that. I'm definitely going to consider
And
that
guess
because
what? That leads me into my next topic I want to bring up anyway. Black
uh-huh.
Friday, right when we get off, try to go on Amazon because there's deals on them. But I want to talk about Black Friday a little bit with you. It is Friday,
Yeah,
you know, Black
that's
Friday is
today, right?
today. Was that a
Right.
big thing for you growing up in Canada? Was that a big thing for not like culture wide, or is that not something that you guys were super into? Because in here, it used to be
I
huge.
think that's just an American thing.
Yeah.
I think Black Friday is only because in Canada, like Thanksgiving is in October in Canada.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's sometime in October.
Whoa.
So, yeah. And
Yeah,
then when if you go to
that's blowing my
Europe,
mind right there. I'm not culturally
yeah. Yeah. So, and then if you go into places in Europe, they probably would burn those little pilgrims on a stick and say, "What did you leave?" Right? So they don't really do Thanksgiving. They're just like they would probably impale those pilgrims that tried to leave Europe, right?
I remember just growing up at school, they would always try to like educate us on Thanksgiving and stuff. And it was always so confusing because you never really know what to make of it, you know? And
Yeah.
I've never really been a huge fan of the food or anything like that. It's just like growing up in New Jersey, the seasons change and you see the leaves and football's on. And so that's what I always associated with. But it just brings me to like the question of Black Friday, you know, like there used to be this whole stampede to line up and get everything, you know, first. But now you got Amazon, you got Target, Walmart, all these things online, you know. And I did the majority of my Christmas shopping today, just laying in my bed, watching a fucking movie, sitting on my iPad, buying gifts. So, like, I don't know.
That's
I guess you
perfect.
can't really relate as much because you said you grew up in Canada, it wasn't a phenomenon there. But in America, it used to just be this crazy thing where people would line up, get into fights over TVs. And have you ever seen those videos?
Love that. I love it. I love
Oh,
it.
they're
Here,
the
I live
best.
close to Best Buy, and there would be people in tents. Like, with their little stoves and everything, and it was
Yeah.
just so fun. It made me want to set up a little tent at Best Buy for a few
But
hours.
but you know,
Not
like,
not because no, not because I wanted to shop, just because I wanted the whole tent experience at Best Buy.
well, like, see, these are the things that now that you're doing a podcast, like you do a podcast live from live in the field at Best Buy, and you're
Right.
interviewing the antsy shoppers. Because like I was pulling up something earlier because I was gonna have a guy who was in the restaurant industry for 20 years, and we were gonna talk about a bunch of restaurant shit. And Black Friday, that whole night before Thanksgiving being a big bar night. I was just curious on
Right.
that whole dynamic, and I don't know. Now, ever since you've been to America, have you kind of got onto the Black Friday thing, or are you still just not?
I don't really, I'm the kind of person who just buys when I buy.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
like,
I'm like that
I
too.
don't really, if I want something, I just buy it. And I was making better money before, so if there was anything I wanted, it's like just me and Earl, just me and a
Yeah.
pug.
Yep. Shout out
So if
Earl, my boy. Yep.
shout out Earl, I can't really shout. I can shout him out, but he's deaf, so he can't really hear. He's like a
Sorry, Earl.
17-year-old pug. He's still kicking along. Check out my Facebook, Walk My Fluffy. You can see a lot of nice pooches on there. And it's
Hell yeah.
not anything sexual. My mother says that my name sounds a little sexual with the Walk My Fluffy. It's
Your
Fluffy
mom seems
dog,
to be quite the
okay?
pessimist with some of your
Oh,
adventures.
yeah, she is. She is. She's excessively concerned about things, that's for sure.
Well, I appreciate
But
that. It's a mother's nature, right?
yeah. But you know what? I listened to your episode when you were talking about Halloween, and you were like, "Is it okay for adults to dress up and for
No,
Halloween? When should you stop?" And I say no. I say no.
I'm a resounding no
But
on that. Unless you have kids
yeah,
and you're going around the neighborhood trick or treating with your kids, or
right. Then
that's the exception to me. But
I think that's even a marginal case, to be honest with
I don't know.
you.
I feel like a Grinch,
Yeah.
when it's like everyone's having their Halloween parties, all the people my age, and that's just an opportunity for, gentlemen my age to go out and in the search for some tail. But it's
Right.
just never been one thing for me that's like, let's dress up in costumes and go get drunk. And I don't know. It's just, like I
Yeah.
said, maybe I'm a Grinch when it comes to that. And brings me to another topic. What are your thoughts on the Thanksgiving into Christmas transition? Like, when's too
Oh,
soon? What's too early? Talk to me, because I'm
okay.
living with my brother right now, and it's borderline nuts.
Okay. I'm gonna make a confession here. Okay. I'm a weird person. I'm a strange person. I'm not like your average person. I'm weird.
Do you have any
Okay.
idea who you're talking
I
to?
yeah, that's true.
The
That's true.
king of
That's true. Well, I would rather it just like cancel all of this stuff and just move right to January.
Wow.
That's how I feel. But you
Franny the
can't really
Grinch.
say that.
Franny
Okay.
the
You
Grinch.
can't really because I would just rather just work and just like have normal stuff. I find I find people are cranky. I did Uber Eats yesterday on Thanksgiving, and everybody who was ordering was like in a pissed off mood. And
That's
I think it's
that's bullshit,
I
because it's not
yeah,
like you're out there sacrificing your time too, and you're delivering it to these miserable people. They should be grateful to you, if nothing. I'm sorry you had to deal with that. That's
I think
bullshit.
okay, this is what I think the problem is though. I think these holidays build up all these expectations on people. Oh,
For
we're going to
sure.
be all so happy and so friendly and so happy and nice and everything. And there's a lot of people who feel like shit out there, and they're just like, I'm tired of pretending. I'm tired of pretending.
Yeah.
So I don't know if like maybe I just have like a bah humbug. I would just because I was walking dogs for a nurse who works in palliative care. So yesterday she was working with dying people. And I see kind of like how life goes on, and it's just I just kind of like, oh, can't it just be like a normal day? That's how I
Yeah.
feel. But I know that's very bah humbug, so that's why I don't really say it to many people.
No,
And
I can understand where you're coming from, especially like, I'm from a pretty big family, and we've always had like pretty big Thanksgivings. And this year, with
yeah,
everything that's going on, my parents are up in Virginia with my sister who just had a baby. So they're up with there. And then my other sisters are in New Jersey. So it was just me, my brother, and his girlfriend yesterday. First time ever that
mm,
it was so small. And felt weird, but it felt nice too, because it wasn't stressful. It wasn't chaotic. It didn't really feel like a crazy extra day. I don't know.
Yeah.
I could see what you mean. Like, especially me. Like, I got 4 siblings. All of them either are married or have girlfriends or boyfriends or kids, and I'm out there just, you know, selling tools and getting into fights with people on golf courses. So I could see what you mean though. Like the holidays, it kind of gets people depressed and stuff. To me, I just try to be like, I'm not trying to be cliche with the whole Thanksgiving thing, but like
Right.
the holidays just make me feel grateful to have family and friends and a support
That's
system around,
nice.
you know? And I
Yeah.
don't
And
know,
you
like I
know, I
grew
have
up in New
great
Jersey where you have the cold weather and
yeah.
Christmas, and like in Florida, I'll admit it definitely feels weird and different. But when you grow up with like that cold weather climate with the seasonal changes, I think it's like more authentic, you know?
Yeah. For me, okay, I think the holidays feel like nausea, and then January feels like that good feeling after you barfed up everything, and it's like
Wow.
back to
So yeah,
normal.
you really wanted just this November, December thing. You just want it over.
Just disappear, just or just be like normal kind of thing. Or make it more like, okay, so like Halloween, I would all want to dress up for Halloween, but I like to watch like scary movies and love horror movies and stuff like
So
that.
do
You
you
know how
willingly
Halloween
give
is.
out candy on Halloween, or what's your stance on that?
Oh, of course I would if some kids like I
Okay.
love all these holidays for kids, right? Like I like
Okay.
to
Yeah.
call up the niece and stuff and say, well, "What are you up to? Did you get anything for Christmas? Like, what Santa Claus good to you?" All this kind of stuff, right? It's just with other adults having to pretend, hi, like it feels like kind of like fake a little bit,
Yeah.
sort of. But you know, I mean, I'm very lucky. I've got good people in my family, and it's very nice. Like I've got to say, it was sometimes maybe like I guess the best way to approach all these things is with gratitude, right? We're
Yeah.
very lucky to have all the things we have and all the people we have here. So, people are nice. People are nice. But I do notice that there's a lot more road rage right before all these holidays.
Oh my
People are
God.
rushing around and they're pissed. They're pissed. And more
Especially in Florida here,
honking
because
and
you know how
more
Florida has like the whole like season and off season where, you know, the like November till I don't know what exactly months, but they get the influx of people from Ohio and Detroit and everything coming all over here. And then they're all at the same time, they're all older people. So that influx of the old people coming in with the traffic, it just becomes a total nightmare. Real quick, Franny, there's like a minute left. Do you want to end here? Or do you want to continue and do like another 10, 15 minutes on the other side? Do you got a time
Hey,
constraint or?
I'm good. I'm good. I think, well, let me see what my percentage is.
Yeah, let me
What my
check mine too
what's my
because
battery?
we're
It's
both
at
running.
40 some percent.
All right, so
So I
I'm going
think
to
I'm
end
good.
this one here and then we'll just pick up real quick on another one. All right.
Okay, sounds good.
Hold on one second. Part two coming at you guys next. Hold on one second.